Fin dal 1895 io ebbi la forte intuizione che le trasmissioni radiotelegrafiche sarebbero state possibili attraverso le più grandi distanze.
The Nikola Tesla Electric Light Company.
The Serbian-American inventor, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, and futurist Nikola Tesla is one of the most remarkable figures in the scientific community, as well as one of the most misunderstood. His contribution to science and technology is enormous. He invented a number of electrical and mechanical devices, including the asynchronous alternating current motor and related patents for multi-phase alternating current, the first X-ray imaging devices, and numerous other inventions that were considered miracles at the time. He was significantly ahead of his time and predicted many technological innovations that we now take for granted. By the time of his death in 1943, Tesla had amassed over 1,000 patents of various types, including neon lights, remote automation systems, artificial lighting, particle beam energy, and much more. Many conspiracy theories surround the scientist's name, which is largely due to the scientist's remoteness from us in time and the difficulty of verifying certain facts, in particular, including the alleged participation in the Philadelphia experiment, the creation of superweapons, atmospheric electricity, and Tesla was even credited with the story of the Tunguska meteorite explosion. However, only recently, a secret final message left by Tesla was made public, which has left many people shocked. In today's video, we look at this chilling message from Tesla that was never made public until now. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856 in the Serbian part of Croatia. As a child, he began inventing. Tesla received his education in mechanical and electrical engineering, physics, and languages at several European universities. In the late 1800s, he worked in Budapest and Paris for Thomas Edison's European Telephone Company. In 1884, he emigrated to the United States. He briefly worked for Edison in New York City, but he pursued inventions on his own with tremendous success. After repeated squabbles with Edison about the benefits of DC versus AC, Tesla struck out on his own and built and patented a slew of electrical devices. Improvements to the telegraph, arc lights, and various electrical machines such as generators and motors were among them. The AC induction motor, which he sold to Westinghouse, was one of his best inventions. Tesla joined Westinghouse and helped him win the war for electrical power distribution in the United States and internationally. Edison was determined to electrify everything with direct current, DC, but realized that it was wasteful and required more generating stations over shorter distances. However, because of its ability to be stepped up in voltage by a transformer, alternating current, AC, could be effectively conveyed across very long distances before being stepped back down to usable levels where it was to be used. His number of inventions and patents runs into the thousands, but few, if any, actually paid off big for him. He was able to enjoy a comfortable lifestyle in New York City hotels thanks to his royalties and the occasional support for research he received from a steady supply of wealthy patrons. In general, Tesla's active mind kept him too preoccupied to patent or otherwise protect everything he invented. That's why, despite the fact that he patented radio in the United States the same year Marconi received his first British patents, he never received credit for inventing it. Tesla was quite successful at obtaining newspaper attention for his work, but Marconi came along and stole all the glory and credit before Tesla understood what was happening. Tesla invented radio in 1892, just a few years after Heinrich Hertz showed UHF spark wireless communications in Germany in 1885. In the years leading up to the 20th century, inventors all over the world were turning out new and thrilling innovations left and right. Radio technology research was also heating up. In what would become the race to invent the radio, Nikola Tesla and Guglielmo Marconi went head-to-head against one another. However, more than a century later, if you ask any two people who invented the radio, you're likely to get two different replies. The story is convoluted, including scientific discovery, lawsuits, and good old-fashioned marketing. Tesla invented the induction coil, or Tesla coil, after coming to the United States in 1884, a device vital to sending and receiving radio waves that the United States Patent and Trademark Office later claimed Marconi relied on for his work. However, in 1895, a fire destroyed Tesla's laboratory as he prepared to send a radio signal 50 miles, 80 kilometers, to West Point, New York. Meanwhile, Marconi had been performing his own tests, sending and receiving Morse code-based radio signals at distances of roughly 4 miles, 6 kilometers, in England in 1896. That same year in England, he applied for and was given the world's first patent in wireless telegraphy. Tesla applied for his first radio patents in America in 1897. In 1898, he created and displayed a radio-controlled boat at Madison Square Garden. This is when things become complicated. On March 20th and May 15th, 1900, the United States Patent and Trademark Office granted Tesla patents 645,576 and 649,621, which covered the core design of Tesla coils. Tesla's radio patents give him control over one of the most important components of radio communications. On November 10th, the same year, Marconi filed patent number 7777 for tuned telegraphy. The Patent Office first dismissed Marconi's applications since his work relied on the usage of Tesla coils. Marconi, unfazed, exploited his father's connections and fortune to launch a successful business that was based on his telegraphy technology. At the same time, he continued to pursue patents for his radio inventions. In 1901, he sent the first transatlantic telegraph transmission. Marconi submitted his application once more for another 3 years while he sought financial backing from business investors Andrew Carnegie and Thomas Edison. Finally, in 1904, the United States Patent and Trademark Office reversed its prior decision and granted the Italian the patent for the invention of the radio. In 1909, Marconi was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics, which fueled his rivalry with Tesla even more. Tesla unsuccessfully sued the Marconi Company for patent infringement in 1915. Marconi had won. Or had he? In an ironic twist of events, Marconi's company sued the United States government for patent infringement during World War I in 1943. However, the lawsuit was never heard in court. Instead, in order to avert the case, the United States Supreme Court upheld patent 645,576, reinstating Tesla, who had died a few months before, as the inventor of the radio. Despite this, a significant number of individuals continue to consider Marconi to be the pioneer of the radio. The radio saga, however, does not end here. Some new information about Tesla and Marconi has recently been unearthed, leaving some perplexed. This information explains Tesla's relationship with purported extraterrestrial intelligent beings. Tesla claimed in a 1901 article for Collier's Weekly that he accidentally developed radio communication with aliens in his laboratory in Colorado Springs in 1899. It was during this period that he and the Italian inventor Guglielmo Marconi were among the first to begin working on radio wave technology and their applications, and one night Tesla began testing a unique radio antenna built to track thunderstorms. During the experiments, Tesla heard exceedingly odd sounds while connecting to the channel, which he classified as the voices of alien beings after logical analysis. Tesla stated as follows: "Even now, at times I can vividly recall this incident and see my device as if it were really in front of me. My first observations definitely scared me, as there was something mysterious, if not supernatural, about them, and I was alone in my laboratory at night. But at that time, the idea that these interference were intelligently controlled signals had not yet presented itself to me. However, after some time, the thought flashed through my mind that the interference I was observing could be the result of something reasonable. Although I couldn't decipher their meaning, I couldn't think of them as completely random. I have a constantly growing feeling that I was the first to hear a greeting from one planet to another." Tesla speculated that these aliens could have come from Mars, which was the main culprit of everything alien at the time. These incidents could have had a huge impact on the vector of exploring Tesla's wireless technologies. Perhaps he wanted to keep communicating with these beings. Interestingly, Marconi also revealed a bizarre encounter in which he detected a cryptic message. He stated as follows: "While experimenting with wireless telegraphy, I came across an amazing phenomenon. The most striking thing is that I personally received signals that, I believe, come from outer space outside our planet. I think it is quite possible that these signals could have been sent by the inhabitants of other planets to the inhabitants of Earth. If there are people on Mars, I wouldn't be surprised if they find means of communication with this planet. The connection of astronomy with the science of electricity can lead to almost anything. These comments, interestingly, were not made up by random people. Whatever you think of Nikola Tesla and Marconi, both were extremely brilliant. Officials were interested in Tesla's work because they wanted to know what he'd been working on. One of the reasons they did this was to ensure that none of his work ended up in the wrong hands. Because of this, they came to the conclusion that it would be in everyone's best interest if the documents were kept within the possession of the officials. This is most likely the reason why so many records and other elements of Tesla's work mysteriously vanished. Surprisingly, the public was aware of some of these supposed inventions, leading people to confront FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover and inquire about what Tesla was working on. Some believe that Nikola Tesla intercepted a mysterious message from space and that officials became aware of this and decided to conduct their own investigations. Massive volumes of his work were stolen shortly after his death. All of these startling confessions had to pique the public's interest, which quickly escalated into a real uproar. However, something unexpected occurred, causing Tesla to abruptly abandon these experiments. When you add in the fact that the FBI seized the majority of Tesla's notes and personal journals after he passed away, the whole situation comes off as quite bizarre and mysterious. Let's hear your thoughts about this mystery in the comments down below.